Hello, my name is Allan and today I have something very special that I want to share with you. Now, I just finished writing my very first book entitled From Misery to Millions, and I actually want to give you a copy of this for free today. But before I do that, I want to briefly discuss and explain to you exactly what this book is about, but just as importantly, if not more importantly, what this book is not about. Now, this book is not about making millions of dollars overnight or getting rich quick or anything like that. But by the time you get done reading this book, I'm willing to bet that you will have everything that you need to know to get your first successful internet business set up and running so that you and your family can live that lifestyle of freedom that you truly deserve. And secondly, this book is not about hype. You know, I spent 7 miserable, hence the title, From Misery to Millions. I spent 7 miserable years online digesting nothing but garbage until I discovered the one thing that I needed to become a successful internet millionaire. And now, after 6 years and over $10 million in sales between myself and my students, I've decided to publicly release all of that information in this very book. You see, I want you to be able to have the same financial freedom that my students and I have. And speaking of students, I have a very special surprise for you today. See, my good friend Blake, who I started mentoring about 5 years ago, just moved into his new house just this week. And he actually paid for the house and the land that it's on, a custom home, everything. He paid for it in cash with the money that he's generated and made online from the information in this very book. So I want you to see firsthand from Blake what he's done to achieve the financial freedom for himself and for his family and for his beautiful daughter. And I want you to see that firsthand. And so let's go for a ride real quick because I want to discuss your current situation on the way to Blake's house. So let's go see him and let's go see what he's up to. All right, so now we're on the way to Blake's house to see if we can help him move in. He just moved in this past week, but he might have some extra boxes, I don't know. But we're heading over to his house. But first, I want to talk to you for a minute. And I want to basically get you to imagine being my newest success story. You know, if you were in the position to be my next success story, what would you do if you could work full-time from home? You know, would you pay off debt? Would you put your kids through school or through college? Would you go on more vacations, enjoy more time with your spouse, your family? Would you give more to your church, to your community? Not only more money, but more time. Is there any special car that you wanted to buy or anything? You know, just imagine something that you only would dream of having right now, but you were actually able to buy. Now, I want you to picture all that and imagine all that because it's very important for you to envision your success. Okay, but keep that in the back of your mind for now because before we can get you to your success point, I want to talk about your current situation, okay? Now, if you're currently struggling to make money online, my guess is that you think that your main number one problem is traffic generation. But I'll be honest with you, okay? Over the past 6 years and doing a lot of mentoring to thousands of students, doing over 10 figures in sales, dealing with online clients, offline clients, you know, traffic generation isn't usually the main issue. Usually the main issue, the number one problem that you're experiencing most likely in your business right now is something that you're most likely not even aware that you should be looking at, okay? And the good news for you is that my new book, From Misery to Millions, covers all that stuff for you. And I've literally left no stone unturned in my book, From Misery to Millions, okay? As a matter of fact, the content of this very book is responsible for 8 figures generated in online sales between my students and I, and has allowed my students and myself to basically live the lifestyle of wealth and freedom that was previously only a dream to us. Oh my goodness. This house has really come along since I was just here just a couple weeks ago. I cannot wait to get inside and see what the inside of this house looks like.
So I was fresh out of college, 4-year degree, consider myself a pretty smart guy or whatever. And I decided the best thing for me to do was to go ahead and go the normal 9-to-5 day job type route. So I was lucky enough to find a job where I had consistent paycheck, 7 a.m., 4 p.m., right out of college. And I was making, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year right out of college. And hey, life was good. I thought that was what I wanted. And then I met you. We worked together there, and that's when my kind of journey to where I'm at now really started to begin. So I'm not really a big risk taker. And what I did was, when I saw you trying to do some online stuff, I was just skeptical. I immediately thought, man, nobody makes money online. It's all a scam. I thought you were absolutely crazy when you paid somebody online that you knew like $5,000 to get some lessons and get coaching and kind of get your path started. I thought, man, you might as well just go down the road, roll down the window and throw $5,000 right out the window. But little did I know then that you making that decision would have such an impact on my life. Because if you hadn't taken that risk, if you hadn't have invested that money and then kind of passed it on to me, then I would have never started my business. I'd still be, out there fighting the rat race, going from one day job to the next, living paycheck to paycheck, and all that stuff. So yeah, that was it. So I've been doing this for, I'd say, a little over 5 years now. And in that time frame, I've got a spreadsheet there that I keep up with, and I write down every single month how much money I make, and then I compile that to a little yearly spreadsheet, So I went and tracked all the money I've made just for this business since day one when I started. And the only thing that I keep up with is net profit. So that's after all the costs are out, which there's not a lot of cost to begin with, but you take away all the costs, all the fees, everything, and since day one, I've made over $2 million in profit since day one. And and that's just in a 5-year time frame. And it's almost like a snowball effect. The way that it's changed my life is just, if someone handed you $2 million, how would that change your life? You know what I mean? So yeah, it's enabled me to just be able to do so much more. It's been enabled me to build, my dream home at the age of 33. I've always had faith in myself. I've always known I was a smart guy and whatnot. And I've kind of always knew that I would have my dream home at some point, but I thought it would be when I was 60 years old. You know what I mean? After I've worked a 9-to-5 for 30 or 40 years, you know what I mean? And to be able to have this, house, land, everything by the age of 33, is just unreal. And as a matter of fact, my dad, I've always looked up to him, super hard worker. He worked a couple different jobs or whatever throughout his life. Very hard worker, and he's got a nice house, his dream home and all that stuff, but he's 60 years old now, you know what I mean? And I saw the potential in what you were showing me when we were first getting started, to where, if you take a little bit of hard work and combine that with working smart, like what you showed in the book, then it's almost like sky's the limit. It blows everything out of the water. It frees me up to have more time if I work smarter instead of just working harder all day. And one of the biggest changes since implementing all the stuff that you showed me in the book was just basically time management. Before, when I was working my day job, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., that was number one on the schedule. I've got to do, I've got to be at work, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. If my daughter has a doctor's appointment, well, guess what? I've got to be at work 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. If there's a 60% chance of snow tomorrow, 3 inches, well, guess what? I got to be at work tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. And that was number one. I had to be there. There just wasn't anything I could do about it. And now that I've started my own internet business, guess who makes the schedule? You know, it's me. I decide what I want to do. I decide where I want to go. It opens up so much more for me to spend time with my family. My daughter has a doctor's appointment, I'm there. We're dropping her off at preschool, I'm there. It allows me to be in her life so much more. I stay at home, my wife stays at home too, so it's me, my wife, and my daughter. We're at home all day, every day. You know what I mean? That in itself is just priceless. And there's not anything else competing with that. That is now option number one. It's time with my family. So that's definitely been above all else, above all the money, above all the everything else that what you've showed me has changed my life. That's been the number one most important, most thing that I'm grateful for right there. I've known Allan for over 20 years, and 5 years ago, you helped me get my first internet business started, and everything that you taught me was in this book right here. And the funny thing about it is, you know, you were teaching me this, I had the ability to learn it from you straight from your mouth, one-on-one, 5 years ago. But the interesting thing is every single thing that you taught me 5 years ago still applies in this book. That's how time-tested it is. You know, I was flipping through this the other day, and it was just like having a flashback. The same things that you were teaching me 5 years ago, they still apply today. You know, when I first started doing this internet business thing, my original goal was just to be able to make enough money to take my wife out to go to the movies like once a month. I was living paycheck to paycheck every single week, and I said, man, if I could just take what you're teaching me in this book and use that just to be able to go take my wife out to dinner and a movie once a month, then I would consider that a success. And now we're way past that. We've got our house, living the dream, and that's it's pretty much all thanks to what you showed me in the book here. The principles that you teach in this book, they've worked for me, they've worked for friends of mine, they've worked for some other students that I have, and if you take the book, if you read it, if you go through it, and you put some hard work in, you will be successful. That's the thing about it. It's almost like a formula. 1 + 2 = 3. If you follow the steps, if you go through here, you keep your mind at it, you keep going with it, then you're going to have some success too.
All right, look, I get it. You came here to watch this video today for the same reason that Blake came to me just 5 short years ago, okay? You're tired of your job. You're tired of the financial stress. You want your family to be proud of you. You know, you just want to live that dream, that lifestyle that you've only previously dreamed of having. You want it to become a reality, and you want to live that lifestyle, right? But the bottom line is this: you're just ready for this whole online business thing to finally work for you and come together for you, so that you and your family have the ability to do whatever you want, whenever you want to do it. And now you finally made it to what I believe is the most important and valuable video that you've ever been to online. And the reason is because my book, From Misery to Millions, actually does connect all of the dots for you. So the simple fact that you're choosing to take action today puts you at a massive advantage over all the other people who simply don't care enough to take that first step. So I just want to take a second to, for one, thank you and commend you for that, for wanting to take action and take that first step. You know, I'm also really happy that you trust me, because while other gurus and online mentors out there focus on taking money out of your pocket, I focus on putting money into your pocket and changing your life. You know, you may not know this, but I actually started training and mentoring my girlfriend, Esther, about a year ago to help her build her first internet business. So far, she's made $90,000 and is averaging $10,000 to $12,000 a month, having one month made over $16,000. Now, that's not bad for your first year in business, right? So once she started consistently making 5 figures per month, each and every month, month in, month out, she decided to quit her job. Now the cool part is one of Esther's co-workers at the time asked her if she could get me to start an online business for him, and he actually offered me $30,000 to help him set up his online business as well. But the craziest part is I actually said no. I turned him down on a $30,000 payday, and the reason is simple. I hadn't completed my book From Misery to Millions yet, and I knew I had to get it into your hands and help the masses and help a large amount of people instead of focusing on just one person. Now, I'm sure you're calling me crazy right now for turning down a $30,000 payday, but the truth of the matter is I actually make more money in the long run by helping you out for free today. And more importantly, I get a huge reward hearing the case studies, just success story after success story of people just like you finally making their first sales online and finally building up a successful and profitable internet marketing business and finally living their dreams and the dream and the lifestyle of financial freedom that these people want to live. But one of my favorite success stories is actually my own girlfriend, Esther. Now, when she moved from Mexico to the United States several years ago, she was looking for what we all long for, which is not only financial freedom, but just freedom in general. Now, once she got to the U.S., she quickly found out that she was just joining the typical rat race. But we're actually about to meet up with her right now, and so instead of me telling you her story, I want you to hear it directly from her mouth. Okay, so let's go visit her real quick.
Having my own internet business, it affects my life tremendously, because now I can wake up early, but instead to go to work and spend all my day there, I go to work out, I walk my dog, I go shopping, I do my nails, I do whatever. I'm having a good life. If you want to be successful, it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what language you speak. Look at me. I came from Mexico 5 years ago. I didn't speak English. I didn't have business. Right now, I'm speaking English. I have my own business. I have financial freedom. And if I can do it, everybody else can do it. Well, the first month I make $1,800. The second month I make $3,000. Then from that month on, I start making like $9,000, and I stay like stable between $10,000 and $12,000 until now. Part of being successful is to share with others, just as Allan did to me. Buy the book, start making your business, and be successful.
I hope you can see by now that I truly love and enjoy helping other people, and I want them to be able to enjoy their lives instead of living paycheck to paycheck. And this is the exact same formula that I use with all of my students, even my mother, my own girlfriend, and my own grandfather. And speaking of my grandfather, we're actually going to pay him a visit right now. That's the final surprise of today. And we're going to see how his online business, his new online business, is helping him to supplement his income. Now I know that you'll enjoy this trip that we're about to go on, because if it wasn't for my grandfather, then I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in today, and I certainly wouldn't be in the position to help you out and to help you obtain financial freedom. So it's kind of weird. I bet you wouldn't have ever guessed that my grandfather would affect your financial freedom. It's kind of funny how life works, right? So we're gonna head over there right now, and we're gonna see what he's up to. How long did it take till you feel like you were very comfortable with that? Like, how long did it take for us to get up and going, basically?
Well, after you showed me, I think a few days later, I started doing everything by myself. It came on pretty quick, and I got pretty good at it.
The cool part is you really only spend 15 to 30 minutes a day.
Yeah, nothing to it. Yeah. It's remarkable. I tell the guys I work out at the gym every day that I spend a few minutes at the computer, and I'm making $600-700 a month, and they can't believe it. They want to get into it too, because they can't believe you can make that kind of money just working on a computer for a few minutes a day. People learn it and put some effort out, and really do it, they can make a great deal of money.
I like to refer it to what I call TAN, which means take action now.
Yes.
TAN. And people are afraid to tan. Why are they afraid to tan? They're afraid they're afraid they're going to get burnt. So that's why people don't tan out in the sun. They're afraid they're going to get burnt.
Right.
Same people don't tan online. They don't take action now because they're afraid that whatever they buy or whatever they get, they're going to get burnt on that. And so the whole point of this book is to try to make them feel at ease that, hey, this online business thing, it's doable, it's achievable, and there are tangible results. And so that's why I want people to see that all ages, no matter where you are, culture, whatever, I mean, you can do this, you know?
And don't get discouraged when you're doing it, because it'll come. You just got to just keep working at it.
And it takes action. You have to take action. You have to move. You can't sit back like this and say, oh.
And do it one time, not do it again. You got to keep on doing it.
And you can't read the first 40 pages of my book and get to chapter 7, which is my favorite chapter, by the way.
Yeah.
You can't get to chapter 7 and just close the book and not open it for another 6 months.
No, you can't do that.
The faster you get through the content, the faster you learn, and the faster you can get up and running.
It helps people to read that book and start at a young age and just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, keep trying, and more you're going to make. But don't let us sit there and not do nothing. If the opportunity comes, I suggest you buy the book and read it from front to back, follow the instructions, and do it on a daily basis. And I'm sure you'll be proud of buying that book, and you'll be proud that you'll be able to earn some extra money. And it's a legitimate thing. It's not a hoax. And I suggest you buy the book and try it.
Now, isn't it great how starting an online business can truly transform someone's life? I mean, I get so excited, and I'm so blessed with the ability to help my friends and family generate anywhere from $1,000 to a month to 7-figure per year companies. But what does this mean for you? Well, now it's your turn, and I can't wait to show you these exact steps that you can use to get your first profitable and successful online business set up and running. It's going to clearly help you understand how to set up your first successful and profitable online business, but just as importantly, how to eliminate any and all distractions in your business that are currently causing you to fail. Now, I want you to take a minute, and I want you to think about back in the 1900s when you went to go get your driver's license, okay? Now, the driving instructor told you all these things to do, right? Like the gas pedal will make you go, the brakes will make you stop, and your turn signal needs to be turned on when you change lanes. So he was telling you what to do. But what to take from that is really what he also told you not to do, because what he told you not to do will cause you to fail and keep you from passing that test. So when he told you not to run stop signs, not to run red lights, not to go the wrong direction on the streets, not to go over double yellow lines, things like that. Things like that are what you need to know. You need to know not only what to do, but also what not to do if you want to pass this test called online marketing. So in my book, From Misery to Millions, not only do I tell you and give you everything that you need to do in order to get your business up and running and to achieve your financial and business goals, but I also teach you everything not to do and all the costly mistakes to avoid that I happen to run into in my 13 years as an entrepreneur, so that you're able to take my failures and absolutely avoid them at all costs. Now, I make all of my new students and clients read my book before I will even consider training them on a personal level. Now, the reason I do this is because people come to me with all of the wrong mindset, the wrong knowledge, the wrong information. So I like to compare this scenario to food. Okay, if you eat nothing but junk food your entire life, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to end up with health problems, right? And then you'll have to go on some kind of crazy detox diet to remove all the impurities. Now, the same applies to knowledge, okay? You've been fed so much garbage, trash information that your brain is clouded and needs to be detoxed, okay? And luckily for you, my book, From Misery to Millions, actually acts as an entrepreneurial detox. It not only provides you with the correct information to starting a successful online business, but it also helps you to eliminate the errors and costly mistakes that I went through that could literally tank your business overnight. So I'm willing to help you as long as you are willing to take that first step and request this free life-changing book, okay? Again, I'm giving it to you for free today, but there is a small charge for shipping and handling just to cover the cost for me to get it to your doorstep. Now, this also tells me that you're actually serious enough to read my book when you get it and apply the information in this book to your own online business so that you too can become successful. Now there's no catches, there's no hidden charges or hidden fees or anything like that. You simply pay for the shipping and handling and I'll ship it right to your doorstep. And since I know how powerful this book is and how it can exponentially help you to build and grow your first successful online business, I'm willing to go a step further, okay? Now, if you read this book from cover to cover, start to finish, and for some reason, some crazy reason, you don't feel that it was worth the shipping and handling charges, guess what? I'm going to let you keep the book and I'm going to refund you the shipping and handling costs, okay? Now that's how strongly I believe in the content of this book and how confident I am that it can truly help you to build your first internet marketing business as well. Now the only thing I ask is that you promise me that you will actually read this book when you get it, okay? I truly want you to be my next success story, and the only way that's going to happen is if you actually not only request this book, but once it hits your doorstep, to actually open the book, read it from cover to cover, and apply the information to your online business to help achieve your online business goals. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. If you request this book today, I will send you via email immediately my free training workshop videos, and it's right after you fill out the form on the right side of this video. So you need to take action right now, fill out the form on the right, request this book, and we will send the workshop videos to you immediately. I had such a great time making this video, and I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Congratulations on taking your first step to a successful internet marketing business. May God bless you. I look forward to hearing about your newfound success very soon.